Today, we are going to discuss reported speech. In reported speech, I am discussing imperatives. We'll be decoding all the rules. So let's get started. Reported speech, imperatives. Now, first we'll see what are included in imperatives. So, orders, commands, requests, advice, and suggestions. So, all these are different types of imperatives. They vary in their structure from the other reported speech sentences like the assertive sentences and the interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences I've already discussed. You can watch my previous video for interrogative sentences. I've discussed all the rules in detail and the tips and tricks. And today I'm dealing with imperative sentences. So the basic structure of writing an imperative sentence in reported speech. Now before that, let's see this sentence. Richa said to me, I am tired. Now in this sentence, this first part that you can see in green, this is called reporting speech, and obviously the verb said in this reporting speech is called reporting verb, and the second part that you can see within the inverted commas, that is yellow, this is called reported speech, and the verb in this is called reported verb. The rules for change of pronouns, the rules of change of the verbs that I've discussed in the interrogative sentences video. So you can go and check that video and refer to those rules. Now here, the basic structure that imperatives follow, subject plus reporting verb, noun or pronoun, and then the verb in the infinitive form. So to infinitive. For example, father said to his son, bring me a glass of water. So father told his son to bring him a glass of water. So here if you can see we have added to in front of bring. And here the reporting verb said it has changed into told. So we will be revising more sentences and then side by side we'll be doing the rules. Now next is different reporting verbs that we can use. So there are different types of sentences as we've discussed. There are commands, there are requests. So we have to use a different type of reporting verb according to the sentence. Now the common change, it is said is changed into told. So it is a very common change, and this change it is done in assertive sentences also. But in case of imperatives, we may use the following according to the type of sentence. Now if it is in order, then we can use ordered, commanded, instructed, demanded, asked, forbade, threatened, warned, or insisted. Now here you can see a star in front of demanded as well as insisted, and on this side and suggested also. So I'll be discussing what it means. Now in case it is a request, so we can write urged, requested, entreated, or begged. And in case it is an advice, then we can write suggested, advised, told, or proposed. So according to the sentence, we can write these verbs. Now examples. In order to change an imperative sentence into the indirect speech, we use, so first as I've given one example, to infinitive form that is used, then that clause is also used in some cases. For example, the woman said to the boy, please help me. So the indirect form will become, the woman requested the boy to help her. So again here, to help form has been added. So this is again an infinitive form. The next example is the doctor said to the patient, quit smoking. Now here the indirect form becomes the doctor advised the patient to quit smoking. Now here to quit smoking, or the doctor suggested that the patient should quit smoking. Now here we can use or write the sentence in two different ways. So here to quit also we can use, and we can use suggested that the patient should quit smoking. Now if you remember, so I had put a star against the word suggested in the previous slide. So why suggested there's a star, I'll explain you just now. Now here you can see after suggested we use a that clause and not an infinitive clause, infinitive thing. So it means if we are writing the reporting verb as suggested, then we will use that clause. We will be using that and then should. but we will not use in that case an infinitive form. So I'll go to the previous slide and I'll explain it again. Like this sentence, when we are saying the doctor advised the patient to quit smoking. So if we are using to quit, we are not going to write here suggested. With suggested, we are to use a should form. That clause with containing should. So this you need to remember. Now, next thing to remember is the verb suggest, propose, demand, insist. It is not followed by an object. So here again, you need to remember these verbs will not be followed by direct object. For example, he proposed to purchase that house. Now here you cannot write he proposed him to purchase that house. Now this him is the object and proposed it will not be followed by an object like this. So even suggest, propose, demand and insisted. So that is why there was a star in front of these words. So these cannot be followed by an object. So we can write he proposed that we should purchase that house, but we cannot write he proposed him. But we can write he proposed to him. So that we can write. Or he suggested to him we can write, but he suggested him or he proposed him. So we cannot write like this. The verb forbid itself conveys a negative sense, so therefore we do not use not in the following clause. So here you have to remember forbade means that there is not in it. So in case of negative sentences, the auxiliary do is dropped and to is placed after not. So wherever there is a negative sentence, it's beginning from don't. Suppose, so in that case, do is dropped and to is placed after not. So I'll be giving you examples. First, let's see these examples. So the commander said to the soldiers, attack the enemy. The commander ordered the soldiers to attack the enemy. So obviously, the commander to the soldiers, this is an order. So you just have to judge whether it is in request, whether it is in order, and then you have to choose your verb accordingly. Now, for example, here, his friend said to him, you should work hard for the midterm exam. So this is a suggestion. So we are writing his friend suggested to him that he should work hard for the midterm exam. So here you can see with suggested, we are not writing directly him, it is to him, and we are using that should clause in this. So his friend suggested to him to work hard for the midterm exam. The sentence sounds correct, but with suggested, we are not to use to infinitive form. So this sentence is correct that he should work hard for the midterm exam. So you need to remember this because this sentence as such it's correct. Now she said to me, wait here till I return. So she asked me to wait there till she returned. Now the changes of pronouns and the changes of other verbs like return has changed into returned. These I have discussed in the interrogative sentence video. So you can go back to that video and check it there. I said to him, hurry up if you don't want to miss the train. So I ordered him to hurry up. So when someone is saying hurry up, he's ordering like this. So he ordered him to hurry up if he didn't want to miss the train. Now we come to the negative imperatives. So you have to add not before the to infinitive form. So the structure becomes subject plus reporting verb plus noun or pronoun plus not, and then comes the to infinitive form and then rest of the sentence. For example, don't go swimming in the lake, she said, the water is filthy. So she warned them, so don't go swimming. So it's a kind of warning. So she warned them not to go swimming in the lake because the water was filthy. Then again, the wise men said to us, do not put your faith in future. So the wise man advised us not to put our faith in future. Next, please don't take my ring, she said to him. It was a present. She begged him not to take her ring because it had been a present. So here was, it has changed into had been. So you have to take care of these things. Now again, next sentences, I said to her, don't mention his name. So in indirect, if I'm using forbade, then I'm not going to use not. So I forbade her to mention his name. I said to the child, do not look down into the well. So I warned the child not to look down into the well. So once you get a knack of changing these sentences, they're going to be very easy for you. Just remember few tips. Now the sentences with let. So these are a little confusing, but once you know that what are the rules for it, then there'll be no problem. So there are three ways that these let sentences can be changed. First is if the sentence with let, it means a proposal or a suggestion, then the reporting verb is changed into propose or suggest, or let becomes that and should. So propose or suggest, you can change the reporting verb, and let, it will become that and should. So this you have to remember, and the rule that I've told you previously with propose and suggest, that remains the same here. So you're not using a direct object after suggest or after propose, and with suggest again you are not using to infinitive form. For example, I said to him, let us go for a walk. So I proposed that we should go for a walk. So it is correct like this only. If you want to write the object, then it will be I proposed to him that we should go for a walk, not I proposed him. Now next, if the sentence is with let, it means to allow or to persuade, like taking permission or something, then it will change into to let form or might be allowed to or allow. So it can change into any of the three. For example, he said to the servant, let the stranger stay here for the night. So he ordered the servant to let the stranger stay there for a night, or it can be he ordered the servant that the stranger might be allowed to stay there for the night. So both ways they are correct. You can write either use to let form or you can use might be allowed. Now next is in case the sentences with let, they mean condition or supposition. So then you can use might, only might. For example, I said, let him try ever so hard, he will not succeed. So it is a supposition. So let him try ever so hard, he will not succeed. So here the change will be, I said that he would not succeed howsoever hard he might try. So this is a little tricky, but it is the first part, the second part of the sentence is brought forward, and the first part here, it has been taken back. So I said that he would not succeed howsoever hard he might try. So once you practice, then you'll automatically know that where you have to do what. Now these are more sentences with let. Let's go shopping tomorrow, she said. The sales have started. So she suggested that they should go for shopping the following day as the sales had started. The judge said, let him be presented. So the judge said that he might be presented. So here, let has changed into might. So he might be presented. The host said to the boy, let the guest start his speech. The host told the boy to let the guest start his speech. Now, the thing here is that you just need to remember that let can be changed into these three phases, and then you can automatically do your sentences. So, let, it can remain to let only, it can change into that and should form, it can change into might be allowed to or allow to allow, and might also. So these are the only changes for let sentences. So if you remember these, then there'll be no problem. Now next, Kanika said, let me take 2 chocolates. So Kanika wished that she should take 2 chocolates. So here let has been changed into should. It is a wish. So like suggestion and advice or proposal, so wish, it will also take should. The manager said to the PA, let the boys come in. So again, it's a permission. So the manager ordered his PA to let the boys come in, or again to allow the boys to come in. He said to Ramesh, let him be smart, but he cannot excel you. Now, again, here we can use only might. It is a kind of supposition or a condition. So, he told Ramesh that he might be smart, but he cannot excel him. I've forgotten but here, so here but will come. So, he told Ramesh that he might be smart, but he cannot excel him. Next sentence, he said, "Let me go now." So he requested that he might be allowed to go then. So again, this is permission. Let me go now. So he requested that he might be allowed to go then. So these are the few sentences, and I hope that you've understood the tips and tricks. You follow these, remember these few tips, and your sentences will never go wrong. I hope you liked it. Kindly think about subscribing for my channel and give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you so much.